Hey guys, so it's Sunday morning, and I, posted my video about how I was frustrated with the, hang on a sec, just opening the big door here. I was getting frustrated with those rear brakes, and quite frankly, big shock that I'm having all these problems. But nevertheless, Slim Jim 119 posted something that I just checked my email this morning. And posted something that was interesting to say the least. And he said that I had the shoes on backwards, that the short shoe should always go on the rear. Now, the service manual, it isn't very clear, but it does, because I know that, what side this is. This looks like the driver's side because the parking brake stuff has to go on the rear. But, and it seems to show the shorter shoe on the front. But that's not even 100% clear that that's the driver's side there. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to try turning the shoe around on the driver's side and see how well that works. And if it does, that's absolutely golden. I can't believe how simple the solution to that problem was. It seems kind of semi-obvious because that's where it was dragging, was on the lower part of the rear shoe, where there wouldn't be a shoe if I use the shorter shoe there. So it kind of makes some sense to turn them around and try it out. We'll see how this goes. And if it does, bonuses to Slim Jim 119, subscribe to. Okay, so this is the driver's side. This is the current configuration. The slightly shorter shoe is on the front. You can see it terminates before that rivet hole there. Certainly well before, like a 3/4 inch. Whereas this one goes all the way down. That other one terminates about there, and looks like about there. Probably right at the bottom of that rivet hole, I guess is what it is. But okay, and where it's rubbing is, well, it's rubbing up a little bit higher than that. So I'm going to have a look at that, swap this around, and see how we go here. Now, I've gotten quite good at taking this apart and putting it back together, and this isn't going to be anything new here. Okay, that's apart. I've gotten quite good at taking these apart and putting them back together. It's not quite the frustrating experience it was before. Key thing was learning how to use that thing correctly. And key part of that was this piece for pulling the springs on. It hooks over the that knob in the center. You hook your spring over it and you can pull it back and drop it on. You just got to be careful not to overstretch your spring. Okay, I wanted to check something before I put this back together again and verify that the contour of the shoes was correct. And it's kind of awkward to do with one hand here, but as you can see, the pads meet the drum, inside of the drum, quite nicely. So these are the correct pads for this size of drum, so that's not part of the problem. So I'm going to turn this thing around, and we're going to see how this goes here. Okay, this is all back together. So I'm going to clean the inside of the drum out again and just make sure there's no grease on it or anything like that, and let's try it out. As you can see, I got the short shoe on the rear. You can see the difference between the two, and we'll see how this goes. Well, here we go. This is with it all on, and it's turning. It's got a tight spot, so I wonder if the drum is a little out of round. But it's way better than it was. I can turn it with one hand without any great difficulty. That seems to be the problem. I will try. I actually never tried rotating it backwards. Yeah, it's a little bit higher friction. Oh, wow. That just tightened up there in reverse. But, yeah, there we go. Okay, that's that outer round spot there on the in the forward direction. So it's not really tight. It's somewhat tight in the forward direction, but not horrendous. I think it's tolerable. They should wear in fairly quickly, I would guess. The reverse is another story, but I think I'm more concerned about going forwards than backwards. Anyways, so I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Short one on the back, and we'll go from there. And I was planning on not doing brakes today, but I kind of had it in my head I wanted to get the brakes working for this thing. It makes it a lot easier to move around. But maybe I'll just get the e-brake working rather than running any more lines or anything like that. Worrying about plumbing lines, because it's kind of irrelevant anyway, since the master cylinder I have to make some modifications to it to make it fit the firewall. I am still planning using the Hydro Boost with this thing. Okay, passenger side is all back together. The success I had with the driver's side are, better results. I don't know, not the same on the passenger side. It's tight as hell rolling forwards. So, anyways, I've had enough of it. Not looking at it anymore. Not for a while. I'm gonna look at something else and level the front and start doing some of my panel alignment stuff. Then, once that's done, a lot of the front stuff can go together. I can come back to this, deal with it then, and we'll see how it goes.